Alright guys, here's my very first video on this car right here. It is a 2017 Chevy Cruze with 122,000 miles. I bought this wrecked from auction. I bought it from Auto Return 2017, cranks, wheel not stock. So here's a look at the fender. Hood's open, but the whole front bumper is off of it. Down there, just a little bit damaged there. Overall, it's a pretty nice looking car. If you notice here, if you look at the engine, it's a little bit tweaked there. Look down there. That motor mount is broken. So look down here at the radiator. Coolant fan's all busted up. The radiator's hanging down. So I'll take you guys underneath and show you guys the main damage. Alrighty, so what you see here is the cooling condenser. AC condenser is hanging down. Wire did not break. Plug is still good, so that's a plus. If you look at these frame rails, they're pretty straight. This whole crash bar didn't even get touched, so that's nice. The headlights are good. Grill's a little broken. Both headlights are good, but if you take a look under here with me, you'll go ahead and see all of our damage. Now, that used to be an oil filter. And if you look over here, there's a big old window and you can see the inside of the motor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this, I'm gonna remove the motor, remove the transmission, and I'm gonna see if I can fix that issue. If not, see if I have to replace the engine. Hey guys, back here working on the Chevy Cruze. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pulling everything off the front here. I'm gonna pull the headlights off. I'm gonna pull this little grill support off. I'm gonna pull the radiator, the intercooler, and the condenser all off. And might pull this windshield washer reservoir out. Not too sure on that yet. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strip it all down so that way I could figure out how bad this damage is and see if I want to proceed on fixing this car or just try to part it out, make some quick money on it real quick. But yeah, just something that I did notice is back here, the intake manifold actually hit the back of the firewall, and it's pretty broken there. Yeah, it's pretty worse than I thought. And then if you look down here at the engine, right there, if it will focus, you can see it now. The bolt that bolted the motor mount to the engine had snapped off in the engine. So that may be a problem to extract if it's bent. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to, I'm gonna remove everything first, remove the wheels, the headlights, all that, and then we're gonna have to eventually remove the engine. So let's jump right in. Okay guys, so I got the headlights removed. Working on this grill support here. And how you remove the headlights is you're gonna have one bolt here, you have another bolt here. This one, the arm's broken, but I will plastic weld that back together. There's nothing wrong with the headlight. Then you also have one bolt that runs through right here. And then at the top here, there's going to be a little post on the headlight that comes back and wraps up right here. So you want to push the headlight back, lift up right there, and then remove the headlight. And then it's as simple as just one little harness right here, and the headlight's out. To remove this little bumper, this little grill support, there's two 10mm bolts, one here and one over here. And then you have two push pin locks right there and one right there. Then you got these three bars that run up down the front, you do not need to take these bolts out. All you gotta do is pull forward and lift up. They got little locking tabs that go right in there to the crash bar. And that's how you remove that. Okay guys, so next off what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna remove all these radiators and these coolers. Oil pan's busted, so I don't really gotta worry about this oil cooler up here. Might be a trans cooler. It actually is a trans cooler, so I am not gonna disconnect that because the tranny is not damaged. So I'm actually gonna remove the tranny cooler off of the radiator. But other than that, the AC, there's no Freon in the system. I actually didn't bust the radiator, so it is full of coolant, as you can tell there. So I'm gonna have to drain the coolant. What I like to do is I like to keep these old rotor boxes just to throw under. Even though I'm gonna put a drain pan under there, you never know. So I like to keep those old boxes just for that reason. So going around looking at all these wires, pretty thankful most of the wires didn't rip off. The only wire that I have seen so far that has ripped off are these wires that go to like the fog lights and stuff. So that's not really that much of an issue right there. Also back here on the back of the intake, that manifold absolute pressure sensor back there is it's pretty mangled. So it's actually it's not bad wiring, it just needs a new sensor. How about that? So that's dope. Let me continue. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna remove this air box and just get rid of all this stuff right here. Sorry I'm not setting it up on a time lapse to show everybody everything. This is kind of my first videos and stuff, so let's see how it goes. So a good look at it before I start pulling. Okay guys, so I got that train cooler pulled off over to the side, sitting there. Got the radiator, condenser, intercooler, all that out. Broken intercooler pipe. Now you can see some of the damages a little bit better, but if you notice, frame rails are not bent at all. They're not tweaked. They're not bent. They're fine. I did notice down here on this side, and there's a little crunch right there from frame dragging that way. So I need to see if I can source that piece of the frame and both pieces on this side. I still kind of want to pull the engine and transmission out to see if anything else is damaged, because you really never know until you pull everything out. But yeah, this is where I'm going to end this video. In the next video, I will be removing this engine and also working on getting this damaged subframe out. I need to cut it about here and cut it about there and be able to unbolt some stuff and drop everything out.